Hey, this is Notser, and this is the user replay of the week. Warhawk 97 is in his Tier 5 Japanese cruiser, Furutaka. And I really wanted to find a game. I was considering purchasing this vehicle because it doesn't look as bad from afar as it once did. The single game I have on this ship is just not relevant anymore. There's been way too many changes to the ship and the game. But let's get this out of the way first. If you have a replay that you would like to share with me and the channel, please send it to notserreplay@gmail.com. Please have the replay file, in-score screenshots, and a 1 to 2 sentence summary of exactly what's going on in the replay. If you just haven't had the luck in getting a fantastic game yet, have no fear. If you have a fantastic moment, ram kills, double strikes, impossible shots, complete detonation of a full health Yamato, you name it, please go ahead and share that too. Just make sure you include a timestamp to assist me. I get a ton of replays, a ton of comments. I want to be as active as I can for the community, so just help me out. I really appreciate all the support. It means a lot to me. If your replay didn't make it this week, maybe next week. On to the show. So, Warhawk 97 is in the Furutaka. He's in and around A, trying to engage an enemy Omaha and another enemy vessel, the Kuma. Kuma's a great ship too. I love the Kuma. The Kuma is showing a lot of side considering these are 203mm guns. Remember, low tier, low armor. And he gets a Citadel with the first salvo on the Kuma. Over 7k damage. Fantastic. And the reload's not that bad. Around 12 seconds, that's Japanese cruiser timetables. You can really get used to that. Fires again, another, 3 Citadels, 14,000 points of damage. That Kuma is hurting. Friendlies are firing on the Kuma. He's trying to get away from the island so he can get it over. Oh, he got the front. Is it enough? It looks like his aim's true. And he, just nicks it with the last 2 shots. Whew, that was close. Good kill, good first blood. The Omaha is trying to capture, not going to be successful. Anytime you find yourself in a position where it's overwhelming opposition, bail on the point. There's no reason to throw your life away. Oh gosh, this is so good. 8k, defended the base, so he gets extra XP for that. Yes, that is something you should try and set your goals. If you're trying to grind out, you earn a lot of XP for objective play. A lot of XP. The most XP I've ever seen is from defending and capturing objectives, almost exclusively. So anytime you can capture, defend, or move to assist, please do it. It really helps your team. And Warhawk is, of course, trying to get back in range. This island's a little tall, but there's a nice little gap where I think that's refinery station, whatever. He's able to see the Omaha just as he's trying to escape. He leads the target, and he gets another Citadel at pretty extreme angling, so it worked out in his favor. 2 kills already, and the team has successfully defended A. Hopefully, the Minikaze will look to capture A, and that's exactly what he does. There are aircraft hovering over the dead cruiser corpses, though. So that is spotting him out for the enemy team. You got to be careful as a destroyer. I know firsthand how much you would love to put yourself in position to try and move towards objectives, but then aircraft foil your plan. You need to especially watch that AA, and most likely, especially like a Japanese destroyer, you want to turn that AA off. It's so crappy. It really is so crappy. It's not even worth having it on. It'll just get you scouted most of the time. And I'm guilty of feeling like, I could get that shot. I could take out that aircraft and deny spotting information, but it's just not going to work out. So most of his team appears to be by A, with most of the enemy team trying to defend C, and his team has already lost 2 ally ships on the eastern side of the map, with more to come most likely. And now that they've successfully captured A, they can sweep down, try and capture B, maybe move to capture C. It's actually a pretty bad situation for his team. There are way too many friendlies over by A. I don't like it when the entire team collapses on a single point and doesn't have destroyers being the in-between, maybe battleships staying back so they can fire on two positions at once. It really does hurt the team when you overstack a point. There's absolutely no one here. And Warhawk might have range on the Congo, but the Congo is moving away. It's a fast battleship. Probably not a good shot. He's holding his fire. He is detected, though. Probably by a destroyer, since obviously this Congo should not see him. And where is the enemy who's detecting him? He does have a friendly aircraft carrier who is trying to take out one of the enemy battleships. He does have fighters trying to harass him, though. And there's the enemy destroyer right in front of him. He sent out his torpedoes, but Warhawk was able to adjust his heading just after they were sent out, so they're nowhere near his ship. He's firing HE at the enemy minikaze, and of course it straddles the target. Those Japanese destroyers are so low to the ground, it's really hard to get the shell to land right on them without going in the water just in front or behind. He sends out one set of torpedoes with the expectation that the enemy destroyer might continue through that gap and run into them. Now, I don't know about that, but it's a cooldown. Who cares, right? Enemy Congo is in range. This was the Congo that was actually dive bombed and torpedo bombed by the friendly aircraft carrier. And he's trying to finish off the friendly cruiser and the friendly battleship over by sea. That enemy Congo that was running away just outside of range decides to fire on Warhawk. And as long as Warhawk is being fired upon, it's very difficult to lock up capturing a base. Now, you are denying a tick. It's basically like both sides have one base, so there is benefit in staying on the point. He lands a fire, and he gets 4,600 with that HE shot. Nice. 203s are really powerful. Anyone who's played Japanese cruisers really knows this. Oh, that's sweet. He takes out propulsion, 3,600, causes a fire, forces out damage control, and now the minikaze is vulnerable, very vulnerable. He leads the target, a little bit of elevation. The minikaze chooses to drop his smoke, but he does sustain fire. He's also set on fire, which will stick, because we know damage control just happened. I'm really guilty of holding on to my smoke until the very last moment, and in that scenario, it cost him a lot of health. Probably is going to cost him even more, because damage control is not available. Now, nobody's in line of sight. Warhawk is successful in capturing the base for his team. They now have an advantage, and the enemy is sort of over pursuing on the friendly cruiser and the friendly battleship. Enemy Furutaka is very low. This guy is just waiting to die. I think Warhawk's the only one in range that can actually do that. He's loading AP. Oh! I think the minikaze burned down. Remember, he didn't have damage control. Yeah, I think he did. And, oh, just barely misses that double strike. What are all these super low ships? Congo right in front of him, showing a full broadside. He's like, okay, fine. Fires on him, gets the kill. Now that, obviously you want to help your team. They just lost the battleship in the background, if you noticed. You got a fire on it, but that was not his kill. He didn't do anything for that. He just assisted in the final moments. And it looks like he's got good accuracy. And yeah, he's able to take out that enemy Furutaka. Another ship that he didn't really work for. But hey, you do what you can for your team. The allies should have put priority on those targets to finish them off before they escaped. Anytime you see me firing on a target that's super low, nice, another Citadel. I'm really trying to take him out of the match. That guy could come back and bite you. I'm reminded of the Iowa game where I'm firing on that York. I didn't work for that York, but because I was able to take him out, it really helped my team. And this St. Louis is showing a ton of his side. He is obviously in a low tier ship, probably doesn't really understand exactly what to do. He's just trying a full broadside. Warhawk, and he's doing quite well. But Warhawk has 203mm guns. Probably not seen those that often in the St. Louis, and he's taken out. And that's kind of payback, right? He worked very hard on that kill. He didn't get the kill. An ally got the kill. You know, that's how the game works. I don't really feel bad. It does feel bad when you're working on missions, though. Enemy Bogue is getting harassed down from a friendly destroyer. I'm sure he feels terrible because the Bogue is honestly one of the slowest ships in the game. He can't escape. Enemy Congo, harsh angle. Probably not going to be as successful as he would like. 1400, okay. Enemy Bogue left on low health. Can you guess what's going to happen? Yeah, I can guess what's going to happen. He's going to fire all guns, HE, at the enemy Bogue. And he didn't even watch the explosion. He kills the Bogue. Enemy Wyoming's coming to try and fire on Warhawk. Warhawk's trying to position to send out his torpedoes. And I would say the Furutaka has pretty good angle for the torpedoes to be used. Very few Japanese cruisers have the ability to send their torpedoes past halfway. It's mostly the back for 90% of the Japanese cruisers, and this Wyoming's doing nothing to move out of the way. He's going to take all of the torpedoes, and they completely devastate him. He earns Confederate. There are only 2 enemy ships left on the enemy team. A destroyer and a battleship. Have no idea where that destroyer is. Probably never going to see him. He's probably going to hide until the end of the game. This Congo, however, cannot hide, and his entire team is firing on the Congo's position. The Congo looks to have an upgraded hull. He sets them on fire, but I didn't see the fire. Okay, now I saw the fire. It must have just slow animation whenever he zoomed back out. He's a little like me with the zooming in and out. I know it can get disorienting, but it's really useful to be aware of your surroundings at all times. You don't need to watch your shells go in if you're confident that your accuracy is true. This Congo maneuvering to take on the friendly destroyer. He's leaving himself wide open to Warhawk to do devastating damage. He uses damage control and puts out the fire. And Warhawk switches to AP, but this Congo is maintaining fantastic angling. Yeah, very little damage, very little damage. AP is really greedy on a target that's maneuvering wildly. You really need to stick to HE and make sure you're landing on the superstructure. If Warhawk would just raise his gun ever so slightly, he probably would do more consistent HE damage. However, his torpedoes take out the enemy Congo. So, Warhawk, 8 kills. Confederate, high caliber, Kraken Unleashed, First Blood. 3 torpedoes hit, 8 citadels, 2 base defense, 1 captured, 1 assisted. That's a hard carry. Fantastic game in the Furutaka by Warhawk. He did 2,908 base XP in a Tier 5 match. Wow, that is impressive. That is a ton of XP. The total XP on the enemy team is around 3,800. Warhawk almost outdid the entire team. So fantastic job, Warhawk. Warhawk did around 110,000 points of damage. Just amazing. Just a fantastic game. Super heavy carry. And I love it that he was able to share it with us. Especially that it was a Furutaka. I have to play this ship again. They've changed it so much, my video just isn't relevant. I hope everyone enjoyed this replay. I certainly did. I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.